Good morning. Welcome to our May 5th, 2026 Indigenous Situational Awareness Briefing. I better change the date on my screen here, or you're all going to get confused as to why you're going back in time, which is not the case. So we're going to put May 5th on here. There we go. Took a short little break the last week here because we were making a move, and TELUS decided to shut off my internet at my office 2 days early. So we lost internet last week because I don't know why they decided to do that. But we're back online and ready to go, trying to keep up to date on the current fire situation and where things are at in Canada. So if you have any questions, as you know, we do these lives daily, and you can catch the recordings on our YouTube, our Patreon, and we now actually have the daily situation report that I'm going through every day is now on our app. So app.hazardscape, that's app.hazardscape.com. You can get this report every day. It's generated for you to log in and head over there. Plus, we're going to be ramping up in terms of the data and information we get, because as you can see right now, this is the wildfire danger in Canada. It's been a big escalation over the last couple of, even just the last week. It's been a massive escalation. So right now we're seeing BC, Alberta, Saskatchewan are not, they're primed for fires, and there's already been some fires occurring in those provinces. So you can even see here, like just in the last week, the startups in BC have really kind of climbed. Same with Alberta. Those big blue spots are mostly from last year, but you're starting to see all these smaller ones. Those are all from within the last, 3 weeks, 2 weeks, and BC too. Very, very primed and ready to burn. But if we're looking at Canada's fire danger as a whole, I'll show you what it looked like even just, let's go back to even April. Let's go back a week to April 20th. So this was the fire risk April 20th across the country. This is where we are today. Oh, that's May 1st. Let's go to May 4th. Look at that. So southern Alberta, getting up into central Alberta is not in good shape. Atlantic Canada continues to be very low fire danger, but it is low now. It's not nil. Ontario, that's where we saw a lot of that precipitation in the last like 10 days. And then northern Manitoba, right, where there's a lot of that ice melt and that flooding that happened. So those places it's not going to take long for them to dry up. But if we kind of go over to our live weather alerts, we still have some in Ontario. This is where we're getting still some snow in that kind of under just south of Hudson's Bay, but nothing really too major, right? So it's going to continue. It's good for Ontario right now to have that precipitation and moisture, but the rest of the country is not tracking that way. Northern Quebec, they do get dry, but in terms of fire danger right now, it's not looking good. If we go to the fire weather, let's go to the fire weather index. Let's see here. Where are we at? Because it's not, there's fire weather index. So the fire weather index is kind of the full picture, right? It's a component, it's an indicator of the intensity and the size of the flames. So if you look in southern Alberta, Saskatchewan, kind of BC, those really dark red areas, those are where if fires were to start now, the intensity and the speed of those fires would be really, really high. And you're only going to kind of see this grow out this week, especially across Alberta and Saskatchewan, as our weather starts to continue to be in decent shape. Like if we go over to our kind of thermal mapping, we'll zoom out here a little bit. You can kind of see where that nice warmer weather, we'll go to the temperatures. You can kind of see where it's starting to get warm in BC, Alberta, Southern Ontario, Saskatchewan. It's still kind of that cooler weather is still kind of hanging around North Saskatchewan, Manitoba, Ontario. But we're going to see those, those events change if we go out to like, let's just go to Thursday, right? You can start to see by Thursday morning into Friday morning, Manitoba is starting to warm up a little bit. Alberta, BC, Saskatchewan, even into the Northwest Territories and Yukon and Atlantic Canada, it's staying quite warm. So this map here with the fire weather index. Oh, you got your fire TAC crew member training vanished. That's awesome. Congratulations. Right on, man or lady. I'm not sure if you're a bro or sister, but good work. And now you just need your first aid. Keep going. That's super awesome. You'll have to give us, if you get deployed, you'll have to give us some live updates on where you're at. But if you're anywhere in BC, Alberta, Saskatchewan right now, you could start getting a little busy. We already saw some houses burn down in Alberta, in Sturgeon County. Okay, you're in Alberta. You could see a very wild year, because we're looking at, this is the fire weather index. Right now, this is the fire danger. You can see, yep, this year is going to be very busy. Already a couple houses burned down. Quebec is still pretty good. It's low, getting into moderate, right? But Quebec's going to kind of see some cooler weather come in this week, which will help. Oh, after your training, you saw smoke on your res. Okay, Big Hills, yeah. So Quebec is not bad right now, other than that moderate area you kind of see on the eastern side of the province. But it's going to shift for sure, right, this month. I think kind of where you see all the gray, other than Nunavut, and maybe kind of northern Quebec and into some of Labrador. But even look at Labrador's got a low fire risk right now. And that's a big change, right? Just in the last 4 days. So yeah, thanks for the support. Thanks for the likes there. Even, I'll show you if we go back to April. Let's just go back to April 27th. This is what it looked like, 8-9 days ago. Okay, we saw a lot of that precipitation. What is today? May the 4th. May the 4th be with you. Oh, that's June. May the 4th be with you. Look at Alberta just buckled. Can you check Summer Beaver? Where Summer Beaver? Is that like hang on, whoops. Is that the name of it? Where's what is Summer Beaver? Oh, Summer Beaver is Nibinamek. It's OG Cree. Yeah, oh, Thunder Bay, north of Thunder Bay. Yeah, if you're north of Thunder Bay, you're now kind of touching into that. You're still pretty good right now. Like if you look on the map I've got up, I can't zoom in. I could zoom in a little bit. Here we go. You can kind of see where Thunder Bay is. You're still there. The fire danger is below norm or below low, but that blue is creeping east. So give it a week or two, and you're going to be into probably the blue green. In my opinion, why did the instructor promise to pass everyone just for attendance? I don't know. I mean, that probably was it all first? I don't know. Probably because they need people. I don't know. Where was the training through? Was it through Alberta Wildfire? Probably just because they need people, maybe. Can you do, okay, I'm not even going to try and say that. Oh, it was at Alexander Fire Hall. Oh, was Wyatt there? Let me check that community. Quebec. That's why I can't say that community. Where is that community located? Oh, so you're just kind of on, okay. Oh yeah, you're just below Lake Mistassini? Lake Mistassini? Wyatt's the fire chief for Alexander. Yeah, if we zoom in on this one, like you can see where Lake Mistassini, sorry, I'm not going to get that right. You can kind of see where it is on this map. It's that little swath of water lake in the blue. So you're in that low. Yeah, Wyatt is the fire chief for Alexander. Your community in Quebec is just in kind of getting into that blue low fire danger, right? Because you're just kind of southwest of the lake. So kind of you're creeping in there. You fit in that little gray spot, which is no fire danger really, basically below low, but um, it's probably going to fill in unless there's something with your community that keeps it particularly wet around the area because there's a couple lakes where you're at. Maybe that's why there's some rivers. There's a lot of like muskeg or something like that, maybe. But yeah, it's even even though you didn't look like a Wyatt, you have lakes, swamps, and rivers. So maybe that's kind of what's keeping your fire weather danger low, because when we look at the fire weather index and the danger metrics, it's really around forest vegetation and how readily that fire will spread through vegetation. So if you've got a lot of swamps and rivers and muskeg, that's going to mean your little area is well protected. But what about like the outside of you? And it's not just the fire you got to worry about, it's the smoke and access and stuff like that. Canada get the most driest? We'll take a look at this map. That's going to tell you. If we look at the drought monitor hasn't been updated. The drought monitor hasn't been updated yet for May, but you can see this pattern. This is where it gets the driest, right? There's already a forest fire in Pembroke in BC. Is that on our map? I think, oops. Is Pembroke kind of near Kenora? Oh, it's in Ontario. Sorry, I'm used to like maybe, oh, I'm thinking of Pemberton, BC. I'm thinking of Pemberton. Oh, right there. Ken Fire 2. Thank you. Yeah, I'm thinking of Pemberton. There is a fire. Oh, that's probably the one you're talking about right here. Yes, helicopters are very expensive, and so is the fuel, especially today, where we're hitting like $1.75 gas. Yeah, there are some good ones. There's Pembroke. Pembroke. This is the one you're probably talking about. This is 4.2 hectares. That's a decent size. Oh, you see your hometown? Let's look at so if we look at the fire danger, so you're kind of just outside of Ottawa. Yeah, you're in that low fire weather behavior area right there. 3 million for light aircraft maintenance a year. Yeah, it's expensive. Well, some trees can be replaced. If you're talking about like a 1,000-year-old red oak in cedar or a 1,000-year-old red cedar, that's very difficult to replace. Fox Creek Fire Base. Yep, I've seen Fox Creek Fire Base. Yep. Satellite maps for old fires. Yep. Like, do you want like raw satellite imagery or just where they've been? Like satellite of the devastation or just where they've been? We've got this one here. I'm going to take those spots on there are Indigenous lands, but I'm going to take those off because it can get confusing. Where is my Indigenous lands eyeball? So if we want to look at like since data, historical wildfire perimeters, this is historic wildfire perimeters. And this is since recorded our Moonya recorded time, I guess. No, I didn't know you could go to the airbase and talk to them. Father Lake. There's a bushfire around Latchford. Father Lake. Where's Father Lake? Oh, Father Lake is kind of. Oh, you're kind of under like the lake. It's kind of in here, eh? Yeah, there are some pilots from Australia, South Africa, Mexico. So there's been a good chunk of fires in Quebec. Big one here. When was that one? 1996. So that's the historical. Obviously, Manitoba has been the biggest. South of Stony Plain, I think it was listed as under control. Was it this far south? Let's just go to Alberta. I think I saw it came off the Alberta alert app yesterday. If you guys want all these links, you can get them on our app. It's free to sign up at app. Did you hear about the 2016 Fort McMurray wildfire? Yep. I worked it. I'm in Alberta. You can get all the links to these. Yeah, they don't. Oh, there's the one south of Spruce or Stony Plain, Spruce Grove. Assistance started 6 hectares. Oh, it was pretty big. 81% extinguished. No, I worked for the government of Alberta during Fort McMurray fires for the Alberta Emergency Management Agency. I was the operations chief in the Provincial Operations Center and then moved into the disaster recovery part for getting the federal government funding. So I was already working for the Alberta government at the time. But yeah, that fire in Stony Plain, Spruce Grove area, just south of there, it was pretty decent size. I don't know what. Oh, thanks, Haley. So yeah, we've got if you've missed these, they are recorded, and we've got some big news coming out. Hopefully this week. I think we're gonna get sponsorship. I think we're going to get sponsorship for being able to continue to do these TikTok lives and our Indigenous Emergency Management training. I think we found a couple of organizations that one is First Nations owned, another is a Canadian business, and well, they're both Canadian businesses. It's just one of them is First Nations owned, and I think they're going to sponsor us to continue doing our Indigenous Emergency Management Coordinator training and our situation briefs and our TikTok lives, and keep all of our services for Indigenous like low cost to almost no cost. So, oh, you'll be working for Alexander for forestry services from Alexander. Okay, well, you're only 45 minutes from me. I've been there a few times. They had a open house at the fire service, and we went and set up a booth there. I don't know why TikTok is telling me I'm violating the community rules. Like, what? These look stupid. I don't know. That's the thing about TikTok is they like to really, I don't know if you say something, maybe I'm not allowed to mention other social media apps or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, we are going to, I think, get some sponsorship so we can continue to do this. And it's related to a couple of organizations that work with First Nations to help make their homes safer and facilities safer. And I think we're going to see some good things. So if that comes to light, then anyone who wants more emergency management training, either on reserve or off reserve, I think we're going to be able to continue that with offering all of our training through our app. But if you do want this situation report every morning, this situation report goes onto our app. You can access it. It's got all of our sources. Talks about the latest news that we're getting from CBC, Indigenous Services Canada, Environmental Climate Change Canada, Public Safety, BC Wildfire, Alberta, Government of Canada, Moose Cree Communications, which we picked up. So you can get all of this situation report every day on our app, and you can even download it as a PDF if you need it. So you can share it with others. And you also get like a tip of the day if you're really emergency management nerd like myself. And then all the links on our reporting that we do online here are here. Not sure if I went to the old or new one. Is there an old one? There must be an old one because they got a new one. I went to the new fire hall. So yeah, if you're looking for all the links to all of our maps that we reference and where we get all of our data, you can get those in the resource library. It's going to be free for everyone who signs up. The planning tools and the grant writer and the assessments aren't free, but at least these things are going to be kept free. And then you also get your own resilience journey here for your own learning and education in case you want to earn some badges for your emergency management career journey. So go to, check out our app and support us there. There's no cost to sign up, and you get all that as part of your sign up. Wind and humidity is a dangerous mix. Well, wind for sure. Humidity, higher humidity is not a bad thing. Like, that's why usually nighttime firefighting ramps down a little bit, because the humidity increases and it can slow things down a bit. But that also kind of gets taken into account. Which one is it? This one here. I don't know. Does it have a humidity? Let's just see. You can get a wind speed and wind direction. So you can see where the wind right now is kind of like in the red is try not to work at night. That depends. Kind of like old. I've talked to First Nations wildland firefighters who used to be wildland firefighters way back, decades, like in the 50s, 60s, 70s, sometime around there. They used to camp out at night on the fire line in case something happened. And there are some provinces and territories that are bringing that back. That they're looking at putting firefighters on the fire line at night, just like they used to, in case something is needed. So it's kind of coming back, but traditionally, no, they haven't, at least in, modern day Moonyow firefighting. But there's some wind speed for you. Oh, there's a relative humidity. Hang on. Let's look at that one. So yeah, no humidity through central southern Alberta, in the prairies, Saskatchewan, like super dry, right? That mid BC section, kind of in the Kamloops region, 20 to 40%. So that's why we're seeing those fires spark up, right? Because of the humidity, low humidity too. Let's look at the fine fuel moisture code. So this is the moisture content at the very fine dead surface fuels that carry surface flaming in conifer forests. So look at, right, you can just start to see up into the Northwest Territories, those fine dead fuels are same into Yukon already too. Very dry. And then we get into Atlantic Canada and you can start to see it's starting to dry up those fine fuels. And they have a lot. There's not been a lot of fire smart or firewood forest management. Oh, hey, good morning. None of it. Glad to see you. You guys are pretty safe from wildfires right now. Your fire danger is not on the map. But I don't think anything came up in the daily sit rep for you. I don't know if we caught anything. None of it. No active fires reported. Yeah, no big news coming up from at least the community local sources. But if you want to track your community on our situation report, you can get this every day at app.hazardscape.com. It's free to sign up to get this report. Thanks for the share, Geo Bitter. Moses, thank you. Which province will see the most hazards? Well, that's hard to say because there's 281 classified hazards. So unless someone has done all of that, it's really hard to say which one has the most, but I don't know. That's hard to get to. Maybe Public Safety Canada has a good idea through their national hazard risk vulnerability assessments, but I don't have that off the top of my head. Because you have to look at like oil and chemical. Why do forestries like Fords? I don't know, but I was always told by the people living up in northern Alberta on reserve to buy a Ford. They just seem to, whatever it is about Fords, I don't know. Maybe they got a good deal from the dealership if it's for the government. Who knows? Yeah, this is the historical fire map for all of Canada. So you can kind of see, right? Even though there's been a lot of fires, it looks like there's a lot of fires. I mean, a lot of these are obviously older. Like this one is 1989. But fire's always been a big part. So yeah, there's flood risk is, we could look at, I didn't go through flood risk because wildfire seems to be the big topic. Wildfire investigators are very important. Oh yeah, look at that. So Southern Ontario still getting, has anyone been caught for starting? Yeah, somebody was just caught in the news the other day. The one of the fires, was it in Saskatchewan, arson? Somebody was caught. Sandy Lake, they've got some significant flooding going on. So even though the wildfires are hot, we still have a lot of flooding going on in that Ontario region where they got a lot of precipitation. Do I have my graph here? Let's go into Sandy Lake. Expected to rise. Emergency Management Logistics Canada. Yes, I helped founded it with Scott. EML Canada. I helped. I was an original founder of that directory back in 2000, 2001 timeframe there. Yeah, look, there's some decent flood rising going on, kind of in that part of Alberta. Even look in here, kind of in Newfoundland, expected to rise. Ooh, they're gonna get some flooding too. They're gonna be a little bit above that extreme flood area. So still some pockets of flooding, right? Even though I think a lot of the time wildfire, even though there's a lot of talk about wildfire, the flooding kind of gets overlooked. It is still pretty moist. But you can see, like if you look at Alberta, central Newfoundland, that part of Ontario, right, when you look at the fire maps, where are we here? This one, you can kind of see the pattern. So you kind of know where things are safe for now. Why was Alexander the only to invest into forestry? Well, I don't know. I think there's a lot of communities that are looking to invest in forestry. Like Little Red River Cree Nation has a big forestry component. Others do too, and they're all trying to get like wildfire fighting on reserve. But it's Frog Lake should have, yeah. So that's that. Okay, well, I have a Zoom call at 11 Mountain Standard Time, so I got to run. That is a briefing for today. Again, if you missed it, it is recorded, and you can get our situational awareness briefing every day at App Vanished. Go to app.com and get signed up. I'll put the link in the chat again. You can sign up there for free. You'll get the situation report, and you'll get access to our resource library and our learning library. And this is going to be updated with a lot more training as we get the app stabilized and functioning correctly. So, all right. Well, I'll see you all tomorrow. It was a pleasure. Take care. Stay prepared. Management is fun.